Hey everyone, George here, and welcome back to the channel. So, I've made a decision about this Fiji Cube 38-gallon peninsula that I was going to repurpose this tank and figure out a fish that I have not tried. I'm a little bit leery about telling you what I think I'm going to do with this tank, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway, and that is to try some discus fish. Now, I have not tried discus fish simply because it's the one fish that I'm a little intimidated by, and I don't know why. I've never had any reason to be intimidated by that fish, but I will be trying some discus fish over the next couple of months. This kind of came about the other day when I was talking with my family about this particular tank, which happens to be in a common area of my home. It's one of the few tanks that is not in my gallery or in a part of my home that is not shut off from the rest of the house. Now, my hobby isn't necessarily my family's hobby, so I respect that, and I do have this one large tank down in our great room area off the kitchen and the family room. It's sort of a divider tank between those two rooms. And I have just decided, I'm going to try discus fish. And my kids don't know this yet, but they're going to be buying me some discus fish for Christmas instead of other kinds of gifts. So I'm real excited about this. I'm hoping that's something they're going to go along with. I don't think that's going to be a big problem, but I'm going to have to start researching this and trying to figure out the best environment for discus fish as far as I know that they like a sandy soil, so there's going to be a lot of changes to this tank that are going to be happening over the next few months, and going to have to find some new homes for these fish that are in here already as well. So I am looking forward to making these changes and putting these fish into other tanks if I can find them around my gallery or my office area. If not, I will of course take them and find proper homes for them. I don't euthanize fish just because I don't have a use for them anymore. That, in my opinion, is a really bad thing to do. If you're in this hobby and you have perfectly healthy fish, there's always someone out there that's either getting into the hobby or is in the hobby and has big tanks and can find homes for these fish. So I'm really excited about doing that. The angels, as you can see, have gotten very large in here. I don't have any mating pairs. I think these are all males, to be honest with you. There is a little bit of territorial issues that go on with them occasionally. Also, the golden rams that you can see in the tank as well. There is a little contention that goes on between them, as you can see is about to happen right now. They kind of go at each other a little bit. I used to have other dwarf cichlids in here, such as some blue rams, German blues, and also some apistos in here. And that sort of cut down on having problems with these little fights that seem to go on between these two golden ram dwarf cichlids here. But they don't do this all the time. They'll go at it a little bit, and then they'll stop for several hours. I've watched this tank very closely before, and they'll stop for a few hours and they won't continue on with the little battles that they seem to have over territory. And as you can see, they break off a little bit and then they go back to doing their thing. And sometimes it's because I'm going to feed them, and I think that they know that because I'm standing in front of the tank, even though I'm filming here. They can see me, and I think that they just are, going to fight over that food that's coming at them, and they know it's coming. And that's one of the main reasons. I noticed that when I film the tank and let it sit, I don't see near the problem. So I just put some food in here, and hopefully that's going to draw their attention to that, and we can go back to talking about the setup for the discus that I'm going to be doing over the next couple of months. As I said, we're going to need a sandy bottom of this tank, and I will probably put a different kind of stone in here. I'm going to research that a little bit for pH purposes. Now, discus do like to run a higher temperature, anywhere between 80 and 83 degrees. More on the higher end of that, probably somewhere between 82 and 83 degrees is their real, real temperature that they like and do best in. So, like I said, I've been intimidated by these fish. I haven't wanted to try them simply because I didn't know that much about them, but I am going to study up on them. I'm going to do my homework, and I'm going to figure out what they require, and we're going to make this happen. So you're going to see some big changes in this Fiji cube 38 gallon over the next couple of months. I will only put 3 discus in here, and I will leave the cardinal fish and the cories in here. I will get rid of the pleco that you can see at the very bottom here. That pleco is getting awfully big for this tank, and he's getting a little destructive, so I will replace him with a smaller variety of pleco that will get along good with the discus. Now, you have to be careful with plecos and discus, because sometimes plecos will attach themselves to the side of a discus, not because they're trying to hurt them, but they just see them as a place to latch onto sometimes. And I've seen it happen in videos. I've seen it happen with friends who are collectors of discus. And so you have to be really careful and know which kind of pleco that you want to choose for a tank like this. So a lot of the plants will be repurposed in here in the same tank. There's nothing wrong with the plants that are in here, so I will be using them to do the new build in. So looking forward to this. So anyways, thank you guys for spending time with me today. I'm sorry I didn't go on camera. This was sort of an impromptu video that I decided to do because it was nice and dark down in my family room area. And I thought, I'm going to take an opportunity to talk about these discus and present that to the people who watch the channel here, and talk a little bit about what the future of this tank is. And it was just beautifully dark, and I just thought, it's a really nice scene to look at in the morning when the lights first come on. And I appreciate you guys joining me. Anyways, leave your comments down below if you know anything about discus fish that you can help me with, that's going to be beneficial to me trying these fish and not being so intimidated by them. Please leave your comments down below. I'm really interested to hear what you have to say about this. Also, hit that like or the thumbs up and subscribe. The subscriptions have been amazing lately. I'm so excited over all the new subscriptions that I've got over the last couple of months. The channel is really growing. As I said, I don't make a living off this, but I really like to see those subscriptions, because that tells me that I'm doing some good work here, and I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm sorry I didn't go on camera, but it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and I just didn't want to spend the time getting ready to get on camera and setting up with the microphones and all that stuff. I'm using basically the microphone from the camera itself, and that seems to be something that'll work out just fine. Anyways, don't forget to hit the bell at the top there, so any new content that I have coming out over the next few months, you're going to know about it. So thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one.